Hi, I'm Andrew Armstrong and welcome to the Back Office Teardown Lab. You might find yourself in your DIY hobbyist, dismantlist careers stuck because you have stripped the head off a screw. And that's when you're going to need an extractor. What is screw extraction? Well, take a look at these and tell me if they look familiar to you. Yes, the screws that don't want to be unscrewed. And unfortunately, when you're working with retro computers and old electronics equipment, this is an occurrence and normally embedded deep inside some plastic. So you may have on your shelf some of these more traditional extraction tools. And these can be had for literally pennies these days. You can buy them anywhere. And you use them with a tap handle, as in a tap and die set. So it's like various square handles. And frankly, whatever tool works sometimes. And you can see on this one, it's actually a bit mauled where I've had to put it into something that, you know, is a bit naughty, maybe a vise or something. And you can see the slight silvering here where it's bit into something and extracted it. They come in a selection like that. But these, of course, are no good to you because they're going to be massive for what you're trying to extract. I mean, this screw would be super big in a bit of consumer electronics. You can see that extractor is way too big. Now, extractors work on different principles. This kind really relies that you've drilled a hole down the middle of something and you're just putting this in. It's like to remove the sleeve, and you twist it out in an anti-clockwise fashion, and that bites in and hopefully helps you pull it out. And then you can get these bits like this, and you say these are easy as 1, 2, 3, easy out. And the idea of this is you have a selection of drill bits on the end and the appropriate extractors on the other side. And again, you can see these ones look quite new. They've never really been used in anger in this particular set, but the drill bit there is a reverse drill bit. So sometimes even just in the process of using a reverse drill bit, you will back out a screw and you don't even have to use the extractor. Again, pretty massive. I really doubt there's anything you're going to use this particular kit on in the small desktop environment. It's more of a still garage type kit. So this is an extractor kit that you can get on eBay by Jellas, and it says damaged screw extractor. And the nice thing I thought about this when I saw it is that it comes in a nice little case. Usually you get a few extractors in a set and they basically get lost. But this one looked like it actually was quite neat, and it went down to some extra tiny sizes. So when you go online normally and you buy your Duratool or Rolson screw extractors, you get these things that look like weird little drill bits, and they are about so long and they're always too big. Whereas this kit is totally different. Now it's got quite a selection. You've got a set of drills and extractors. And when they say drills, well, I'm going to show you because they are absolutely interesting how they're made. They look a bit like those ones you get on a screwdriver, the small hex. And you can see they're ever so tiny. And the idea of these drills is that they're shaped in such a way that actually facilitates extracting. And then the extractor is basically a piece of hardened metal with a reverse thread. So the idea is you drive this in reverse and it should bite onto the screw. And that should be Bob's your uncle. Normally, of course, say they're usually too big and they don't help you. And this is actually relatively long, which is nice too, in that it should go down something that's recessed, because usually you're trying to extract a screw on a plastic gadget, and if you try to drill it and do all that stuff, you end up melting it. So I found a plastic gadget here with a single screw in it, and I don't suspect this screw is going to have any difficulty actually coming out through a normal screwdriver. However, they will try it, and this is a bad screwdriver. Yes, it comes out okay. Now, what I'm planning on doing though, we should try to damage this screw, and you can see I'm basically holding the screwdriver at a horrible angle and I'm winding it in. And if you've got an electric screwdriver, you'll get that weird jugga 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 sound. In fact, here's an electric screwdriver. Oh, yeah, that's really getting quite messed up. In fact, have a look. You can see there all the burrs. Now if I put the normal screwdriver in, nothing at all. And it's not the screwdriver that's damaged, fortunately, is the actual screw head. The screwdriver's still pretty good, and that is knackered. So perfect opportunity for us to use this extractor. So I'm going to choose a suitable size drill. Let's try with the reverse drill bit. Yeah, look at that. And that's all you got to do. So the actual edge of this drill bit, although it looks kind of like a regular one when you look up close, it does have a slightly bigger bitey point on the anti-clockwise direction, and that's what allowed it to grip that screw. Let's go ruin a bigger screw. Oh, that's definitely not coming out. So I'm going to use the number 6 extractor. It's a bit scary. It's on such a precarious length of drill. So yeah, if you can minimize these, it's better. Put that straight in the chuck, etc. I'm a bit lazy. Oh, there we go. I don't know if you can see that, but zoom in. And you can see it got a little bit hot when we were rounding those heads off, but it is out. That's good. So that's, again, like I said, number 6 extractor. Ouch. Toasty. That's it. Got it. So we need a fair bit of pressure pushing down. You can see there. Definitely got it out. So I'm going to do my final test here, and this is on a device where you've got a recessed screw. They're quite deep recessed in there. And just see if we can get it out with that alone. Something's coming. Look at that. Bob's your uncle. So there you have it, the Jellas damaged screw extractor. Would I recommend this over the existing things? Well, I think I would. I mean, it's great to have it in addition to your armoury, put it that way. But if you were only going to have one kit, yeah, I'd say this would be the better kit because it's just more flexible and you're coming in with a much smaller size. And what's really going to make the difference for you when you're working on stuff is that shaft length, because you can see here it's nice and thin all the way up to this, here. You can grab this right at the end and you still have a good maybe couple of centimeters nearly of shaft, whereas here it's fat right away, and that's never going to go into your deep recessed bit of electronics. So check it out if you're interested. Maybe that will help you on your shelf. If you've got any extraction stories, please feel free to comment down below and share your woes. I do have a rather horrible memory, by the way, of taking out wheel studs. So yeah, that might be one for the Discord though. We'll talk about the old wheel stud and security bolt extractions. Thanks for watching. There is the problem, of course, of how do you get this screw back. I think we're going to need a new one.